This is Intuitive Living with Jennifer Jean, and I'm Jennifer Jean. So today I'm going to bring you my channeled message for the week of November 10th. So I'm going to read from my iPad here, and I received the message earlier today. And the word for today is unfoldment. And I looked up the definition. Unfoldment is the gradual development or revelation of something. So here is the message. This is about letting things happen the way they are supposed to. We cannot always plan how we want life to play out, but the universe senses your plan and makes micro adjustments as you assert your will out in this world. It may not always seem like the most logical method, but it is one that is just and fair and allows room for error and correction. The events of this world are unfolding faster than many of you can keep up. This is not meant to be unkind, but is meant to encourage a plan of action so that you can make adjustments along the way. Think of a beautiful butterfly and how it emerges from the cocoon. Knowing when the timing is right to emerge into the world and when one must take a rest and enjoy the retreat from this chaotic world. Know that this development is perfect and will lead you to the best solutions and enjoyment of life rather than rushing and making possible mistakes. All is well in the universe and all will be well in your life if you learn to let go and allow events to unfold in the way that they must. Bright blessings on your path. So I'll talk about this in a second, but I'm going to share with you the card that I received from the day. And this is also from the Voyager deck. And this is the deck I use the most when I do use a tarot deck. And the card that I got could not have fit better. It's the reflection card and what they call the Two of Worlds. So you see, it's like a nice snowy scene. We're in fall, but we're getting ready to go into winter. So it's kind of like talking about retreating. And that's what I talked about in the channeled message. But it's like taking time out. And you see, like the moon is full. We just had a full moon actually, and everything is iced over and calm and cold. So that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing here. So I would say how this kind of relates to what's going on now is that it takes time to process things and everything that's going on in our lives. And I will share with you, and I'm going to share it more on the channel, that I started working with an intermittent fasting coach. And this is when you purposefully not eat so that you give your body a chance to rest and, to regenerate and let the healing process take place in your body. And so far, it's been a little more challenging than it has been in the past. But anyway, um, so in fasting, you take time for the body to heal. And for me, it's healing from dieting. My husband said the other day, it's like, I think ever since I've known you, you've been on a diet, and it hasn't really gotten me that far. Maybe different periods of my life it has, but at this point in my life, it's not really helping me. I need to have, a lifestyle change, and that's why I'm doing intermittent fasting. And also, we get a tendency to eat on the run or eat things that are more processed and not so healthy. So it gives your body a chance to decide what it really needs rather than what it wants in the moment. So it takes a while for this process to take place. It isn't just overnight. I mean, I do feel better in some ways, but I've been really tired and sluggish. I've been feeling a little out of sorts. And it just takes a while for things to really come together the way you want them to. And that's anything in life. You can't just one day, be a virtuoso violinist. You have to practice. And I think that's important for all of us to know. So you have to take a moment and plan and assess what you need. When you do anything, and you may have to sit with it a while to make sure it resonates. You may have a series of decisions to make, and you have to decide which one to make. And sometimes we just need to go within and allow our intuition to guide us. And that's why we have intuition. That's one of the great purposes of having that higher self, that intuition. You know what? You also may need to retreat from the world and, just for self care or to kind of detox. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing this week. Um, but you can take a break from like even a break from eating. You can also take a break from certain people in your life that you would like to evaluate if you still want them in your life. You may want to do something like take a break from driving and maybe ride a bike. I get really tired of driving and I get really drained, and the energy this past week has been really tough for driving. Also, and the big one for a lot of us is taking a break from scrolling on our phones and from social media. And I'm going to try this week to do like 1 day of a detox from the phone. Ha ha ha. But I'm really going to try because, we really live on our phones anymore. And it's just good to just take time out because you want to regenerate. You want to see what really is coming up in your mind and your body and your soul. And you can't do that when you're constantly looking at other people or looking at the outside world for affirmation. It's good to go within every once in a while and just see what it is that is going on within you. It's so important. So you may be surprised that you find a solution to a problem, or you can tap into your creativity and maybe make something, or bake, or anything you want to do with that time. There's so many things you can do. Read a good book. I'm going to try that this week. Anyway, it's good to take time to reflect and to let time be the great healer. Thank you so much for listening to my message today, and I wish you all a very good day. Take care.